Nobody truly anticipated this. Another moon will accompany Earth for quite a while. The mini-moon has already entered Earth's orbit and will be with us for some time. A new moon sounds unusual to us at first and takes some getting used to. We definitely need to find out if a temporary extra-Earth satellite can adversely affect our lives on Earth. The questions of where this mini-moon truly comes from and what exactly its future course will be have not yet been adequately explained. Researchers caution against rushing to conclusions. We will only be able to make conclusive statements once we have succeeded in examining the new moon in more detail. Would you have believed that we could capture another moon? Just like our large moon that has likely been accompanying Earth for billions of years, we have become accustomed to it, and numerous processes on Earth even rely on the Earth satellite. New moons that occasionally accompany our globe are a strange thought, but it is possible. As unusual as this story sounds, what we face in October 2024 is entirely typical in astronomical terms. The rocky fragments that briefly accompany us are not ordinarily referred to as mini-moons. The right term would be asteroid or small asteroid. These astronomical guests have so little weight that they behave in a very unusual way. In the case of asteroid 2024 PT5, an unusual situation led to it being named a supermoon. This asteroid likely has an intriguing relationship with our moon, which we will examine in more detail in a moment. However, first and foremost, here are the current facts about Earth's new moon. Asteroid 2024 PT5 was discovered in August 2024, and soon after its discovery, it became clear that this asteroid would temporarily become a little moon. Asteroid 2024 PT5 is truly tiny, with a diameter of only a few meters. It looks more like a flying rock than a dangerous space object. The asteroid has been traveling close to Earth for a surprisingly long time and is occasionally drawn to our home planet. This time, the approach is so close that PT5 will be firmly connected to our planet's orbit for almost 2 months. It will follow us for a full 57 days before changing to a different orbit and leaving us again. Asteroids and comets are attracted by the sun on their journey. They brush against the gravitational fields of other celestial bodies and may be drawn in by them. Just as asteroid 2024 PT5 is now attracted by Earth and will be on course with it for a time. The small asteroid entered its orbit around Earth as early as September 29, 2024, and is expected to stay close to Earth until November 25, 2024. Is asteroid 2024 PT5 a serious danger? It may seem odd to call an asteroid a mini-moon. After all, asteroids are among the greatest threats that can come to us from the universe. But with asteroid 2024 PT5, everything is truly different. This rock is so small that it poses no real threat to us. Some skeptics, and particularly esoteric thinkers who believe the moon exerts mysterious powers over us, present the risk differently. As we know, the moon can influence water levels on Earth, for example. Some scientists suggest that even asteroids the size of 2024 PT5 could trigger certain changes on Earth. However, with a size of just a few meters, this idea is debatable. Essentially, the impact of asteroid 2024 PT5 would be like tossing a pebble into water. It would cause a small ripple on the surface and then sink without creating a larger wave or tsunami. With larger asteroids, things look quite different, as they also take vastly different flight paths and behave differently. Asteroids that are several hundred meters or even kilometers in size can pose a threat to us as they fly through the solar system. These asteroids usually have so much mass and speed that they cannot simply be contained by Earth's magnetic field. Asteroids hurtling through space at speeds of tens of thousands of kilometers per hour can break through our magnetic field and, in the worst-case scenario, hit the surface. If they miss us, they continue on powerful trajectories through the solar system, approaching the Sun and then moving away again, passing the orbits of planets like Earth, Mercury, Venus, or Mars. Every asteroid has its own unique trajectory, depending on its size, weight, and the composition of the rock. Asteroids are massive objects that mostly originated in the early days of our solar system and have been flying through it ever since, as remnants of the formation of our star and planets. Fortunately, most asteroids are firmly bound in larger clusters between Jupiter and Mars, in the asteroid belt, which contains over 100,000 individual rocks. ranging in size from small stones to massive rocks several kilometers wide. Occasionally, the gravitational pull between the Sun and other objects in the system causes asteroids to break out of their fixed positions, after which they fly towards the Sun. The gas giant Jupiter also has an impressive number of asteroids bound in its magnetic field. Jupiter's satellites appear to be quite firmly attached to the planet. Since humans have been able to observe the rocky debris in Jupiter's vicinity, they have remained stable. Most asteroids that pass us on their way into the inner solar system come from the large asteroid belt between Jupiter and Mars. However, asteroid 2024 PT5 likely has a completely different origin, which may also explain its unusual nickname. Experts suspect that our new little moon is actually a piece of a moon. Calculations have shown that it might be a fragment from a lunar collision. This rock, only a few meters in size, was likely separated from our moon by an ancient impact. This event may have been triggered by the moon colliding with a larger asteroid. Or, 2024 PT5 could come from a time when collisions between large objects in the solar system were far more common than they are today. Most asteroids are 4.5 billion years old, the same age as our star. Scientists would need to collect a rock sample to determine for sure how old 2024 PT5 is. Understandably, scientists dream of doing just that. However, this experiment isn't simple. If asteroid 2024 PT5 were to fly toward Earth's surface, it would most likely burn up upon entering the atmosphere. Sending a probe to the rock would be too expensive, and we wouldn't have enough time. The rendezvous of just under 2 months is simply not enough to visit asteroid 2024 PT5 on site. Our science will have to settle for observing the asteroid with telescopes. These small objects can only be identified by a few telescopes on Earth. Facilities like the Pan-STARRS telescope in Hawaii or the Atlas Observatory in South Africa were specially designed to detect celestial objects with a diameter of only a few hundred meters. These facilities constantly monitor the night sky to identify asteroids and other objects that could pose a threat to us in time. These astronomers will also be closely monitoring the movement of asteroid 2024 PT5 around the clock. However, experts admit that observing these small asteroids is no easy task, even for the best facilities on Earth. Still, we hope to be able to gather sufficient information about the mini-moon to draw genuine conclusions about its origin and composition. Mini-moon, comet, solar storms, and supermoon. Currently, we are experiencing an incredibly exciting time in astronomy. Our planet is exposed to so many rare phenomena that we seldom encounter. In addition to the visit of the mini-moon, we are currently experiencing the prelude to the peak of solar cycle 25. Although the highest solar activity isn't expected until next year, solar flares are already impressive. Since the beginning of August, we have been experiencing strong seasonal storms. Some of the particle streams have reached such magnitudes that the storms are already among the most intense of the century. For weeks, enthusiastic sky watchers have been observing bright auroras, even in regions where this colorful spectacle is rarely seen. In October 2024, we will witness yet another peak in solar activity. The thing about these strong solar storms is that they don't just give us beautiful displays in the night sky. Individual storms could potentially disrupt our terrestrial power supply or our communication networks. So far, we have been fortunate. How and whether such particle storms affect our physical and mental health is not scientifically clear. In October, the Atlas comet will also delight us with a unique light show. Discovered in spring, the comet will come close enough to Earth to be seen with the naked eye. Comet C/2023 Y4 Atlas, with its green tail, is one of the brightest comets of the year and is celebrated by many as a bearer of light and a symbol of good luck. Unlike asteroids, comets are made of ice, dust, and rock. They, too, are fascinating remnants from the time of the solar system's formation, although they come from a completely different place. Many flying snowballs come from a collection of icy objects far beyond the solar system's actual boundaries. The Sun releases comets from the Oort cloud and sends them flying toward our planet. We will also have a supermoon this October. This astronomical phenomenon occurs when the moon is closer to Earth than usual and is full at the same time. Researchers call this closeness the perigee. Supermoons happen each October. During this season, the moon's elliptical orbit often aligns with the perigee, and the full moon then appears up to 14% larger and 30% brighter than usual. Since the supermoon on October 17th will coincide with the presence of the Atlas comet, we will once again be treated to a truly unique spectacle. For astronomers and amateur stargazers, the fall of 2024 is filled with exceptional highlights. Many people worldwide will flock to vantage points in the evening to see the comet, the supermoon, or the stunning auroras. The question remains whether we can also marvel at the mini-moon, 2024 PT5, with our own eyes. No, astronomers are unequivocal here. Unless you have access to a powerful telescope or are a professional astronomer, you will not get to see the mini-moon. Asteroid 2024 PT5 is simply too small, at only a few meters across, to be visible to the unaided eye or even in amateur telescopes.